My most viewed video is on the unpardonable sin. If you haven't seen it, well, this is how it starts out. Oh no, I've committed the unpardonable sin. Have you ever felt that way? I remember the first time I thought I had committed the unpardonable sin. I was trying to impress a girl who said that she didn't believe in God and asked if I did, and so I said of course not. Now from that video, there are hundreds of comments that go one of two ways. Either people share that a massive weight has been removed from their shoulders, or they have more questions about whether they've committed the unforgivable sin or not. So today, we're going to dive deeper into the topic of the unpardonable sin. First off, if you're afraid that you committed the unpardonable sin, well, you haven't. This will become more clear as we dive into the Bible. So let's first look at our main verse. We see this in Matthew chapter 12, verses 31 through 32, which says this: "Therefore I say to you, every sin and blasphemy will be forgiven men, but the blasphemy against the Spirit will not be forgiven men. Anyone who speaks a word against the Son of Man, it will be forgiven him, but whoever speaks against the Holy Spirit, it will not be forgiven him, either in this age or the age to come." First off, the word blasphemy means to speak evil of someone or to slander someone. And so we have to ask the question, why is the unpardonable sin only related to the Holy Spirit? Why is it not unforgivable to speak evil of the Father or of the Son, especially since all three are equally God? Well, to understand that, we have to dive deeper into what the job of the Holy Spirit is. So we're going to look at a couple verses. Let's look at John chapter 14 and verse 26, which says this: "But the Helper, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you all things and bring to your remembrance things that I have said to you." So one of the jobs of the Holy Spirit is to teach us. Now let's look at John chapter 16, verses 6 through 8, which says, "Nevertheless, I tell you the truth, it is to your advantage that I go away. For if I do not go away, the Helper will not come to you. But if I depart, I will send him to you. And when he comes, he will convict the world of sin and of righteousness and of judgment." So another job of the Holy Spirit is to bring conviction of sin, righteousness, and judgment. And lastly, let's look at Acts chapter 1 and verse 8, which says this: "But you shall receive power when the Holy Spirit has come upon you. You shall be witnesses to me in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria and to the ends of the earth." So the Holy Spirit empowers God's people, teaches and convicts of sin, righteousness, and judgment. You see, if we speak against the Holy Spirit, if we turn completely away from the convictions, teaching, and power of the Holy Spirit, then of course that's unforgivable because we have no interest in forgiveness. This isn't a one-time choice, but something that happens over a period of wanting nothing to do with God. That's why I shared in the beginning that you haven't committed the unpardonable sin, because if you had, you wouldn't care if you did or not, and you certainly wouldn't be watching this video. Think of how God has demonstrated forgiveness in the Bible. Look at Peter denying Jesus, the woman caught in adultery, even the very people nailing Jesus' hands to a cross, that he shares to forgive them because they didn't know what they were doing. So if you feel like God can't forgive you, ignore those feelings and live by faith in his promises, that when we confess, he's faithful and just to forgive us and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness. If this video has been helpful, let me know down below. And if you know someone struggling to believe if God can forgive them or not, we'll share this video with them as well. With that, I'll see you in the next video.